is the Coin Show Podcast. The show about coins and coin collecting. And not just any show. This is the #1 coin collecting podcast, going 10 years strong. Here's Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman on the Coin Show Podcast.
It is episode 208 of the Coin Show Podcast. Wow. I'm Mike.
Hi, Matt.
And on tonight's episode of the Coin Show Podcast, we have just an absolutely epic, coolest thing battle between me and Matt.
This is a grudge match to end all grudge matches.
Okay, so this is like it's getting serious.
It is. It really is. It really
And
is.
he's starting to insult my football team at the same time.
Hey, I got to talk trash anywhere I can. Your
Which
coin's
I got to
nice.
say, all I got to say is just keep it up and I'll come down and watch one of your games, and y'all know what happens when that happens. And we're going to take some questions. We're going to interact with the listeners who tonight are already on 2 continents.
Yeah, that's amazing.
But first, as always, the news.
Oh, friend, who's the news brought to you by?
The news is brought to us tonight by Clouds, bringing water to the most remote places in the universe since the beginning of time. Clouds.
I like that one. I love clouds.
Yeah,
Life-bringing
everybody loves
rain.
clouds.
Life-bringing rain.
So the Harry Bass collection is going to auction.
Yeah, I saw this.
Now, for those of you who have never seen this collection, it's been on display at the ANA headquarters in Colorado Springs for quite some time.
It's been a long time. I unfortunately didn't get to see it, but I did know that it was out there.
Yeah, and it takes up an entire room.
Like a whole wing, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing. The collection includes the only known complete $3 US gold coin collection, as well as many other highlights. I was fortunate enough to have been in Colorado Springs this year and got to see it before its sale had been announced.
I mean, this is like tens of millions of dollars worth of coins.
Oh, it's okay. I don't use the term literally, but it's almost obscene. I mean, it's just a collection that it almost rivaled Eliasberg.
Yes, exactly.
And you just don't see collections like that all the time.
No, definitely not. I mean, they do happen. They have happened in the past, obviously, but it is like a generational thing. Like once in a generation, you see a collection like this.
Yes. And this one was enough that the ANA, just absolutely jumped at the chance to house it and to, be the museum for it. And I want to say that in and of itself has drawn people to Colorado Springs just to see it.
Oh, most definitely. And now after, again, I think, let's see here. It's been on display since 2000. So it's been on display for 20 years. And now it is going to be available to own.
Yeah, now it's time for it to move on to the next generation.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. In other auction news, the U.S. Mint has chosen Stack's Bowers to auction some very special Silver Eagles.
Okay.
Now, the Mint is calling these the 2021 American Eagle at Dusk and at Dawn 35th anniversary coins.
What the heck does that mean?
Okay, so these are the last 500 2021 Type 1 and the first 500 2021 Type 2s that were struck in 2021.
So but the Mint is sent these off to auction? That seems kind of weird.
Mint struck these specially and is selling them in so it's not just the Silver Eagle, it's the Gold Eagle. So it's the last 500 of each.
Okay.
The Mint is selling them, at least most of them, in sets of 4 coins.
But why couldn't they package them up together and sell them themselves? Why do they have to have an auction company do it for them?
I think that there would be an inherent conflict of interest in that.
Isn't there one already?
Well, yes, but beyond the obvious, what I'm saying is that at least they're not setting the price on this. And they're going to be the beneficiary of all the money.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. Nah. I don't like that. That just seems weird. Seems odd.
Well, okay, to play devil's advocate, right? I don't know that it's necessary that it's odd or that there's something wrong with it. I mean, I think that they should just mint the coins, but if they want to be savvy about, what they're striking and not, and I think that if, they make a commemorative coin, if they want to auction off the very first one struck, I don't see that as being a big issue.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
so this is,
but
and here's the worst part. So they're talking 500 coins, right?
Right.
So there's no promise that your coin is going to be number 1, 1, 1, and 1.
Well, no, of course not. But
so it's just going to be one of the last 500. Well, at that point, who cares?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. That just gives me a weird feeling. I don't like it.
It's just another one of those, made up kind of manufactured rarity.
That's kind of where I was going with that. Is I just don't like the fact that they specifically made these coins to be sent off to Stacks or an auction company to be sold off to the highest bidder. I mean, that sets a precedent that the mint shouldn't be involved in, I think.
But at the same time, is this not actually fulfilling the market demand that was generated for the first strike coins or the first day of issue? Well, hear me out. The first strike or the first day of issue coins, right? Wherein these are actually, they are actually what that is.
Yeah, exactly. But those are created fantasies and falsehoods as well, if you know what I mean.
Well, that's an even bigger trip, though, because those aren't even necessarily the first ones struck. Those were the first ones delivered.
Yeah.
It gets convoluted fast.
Yeah.
If, they make a commemorative coin, if they want to auction off the very first. Wow. What the heck was that?
That was me. Sorry, I was just clicking on something. My fault.
Matt?
I'm here.
Oh.
Sorry, I clicked on something. I was trying to take care of something, but...
Oh. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Let's see. So, the coins will be offered as part of Sachs Bauer's Summer 2022 Global Showcase Auction. The coins will be offered primarily in 4-coin sets featuring 1 silver and 1 gold coin of each design. The sets will receive a numbered certificate of authenticity.
Now,
however,
another question I have actually is the U.S. Mint producing the sets themselves, or are they leaving that up to Stacks Bowers?
No. They will do that. So
they made a product in a set specifically to be sent off to an auction company. Okay.
Correct.
I don't.
Well, that's not true. Listen to me. I'm apologized for the mint. No, they made a product.
Yes.
And
in the packaging.
They made a product and they decided to reserve the last 500 of each of these 4 popular products.
Right. No, I know that, but I was talking about the packaging for this 4-piece set that they're talking about.
No. That's totally.
Is that made by the Mint? So they made a specific line item product, 4-coin set.
Well, no, they made packaging for. See,
hold on. Let me finish.
Characterization of the coins being specially made because they weren't. The coins were made regardless.
I got it. But listen, they took the last 2 boxes, or the last box of Gold Eagles and Silver Eagles, and the first box of the new Gold Eagles and Silver Eagles. They set them aside. They created custom packaging for these, like any other set they would make at the Mint, but they are not selling them to the public. They are sending them off to an auction company who gets to reap the rewards of the sale, first of all. And second of all, who knows what they're going to sell for? I don't like that.
Well, okay, first off, the auction company gets a percent like they would for any other auction.
Correct.
The people who reap the rewards is actually the U.S. Mint.
No, the auction company is making money.
Reap the rewards. And it's worse than your scenario because it's not just one monster box, it's two.
Why not? Yeah. The last
Just
one and the
thinking,
first one,
it's
two of
actually
each.
two.
Yeah.
Well, no. It's two of each. The last two and the last two.
Yes.
It's 250 ounces in a monster box, so it's
No, monster box of Eagles is 500 coins.
oh, okay. Then my mistake. Yes, it's the last monster box of each.
Yeah, and then the first of each. So
Yes, but no knowing which order they're in. So
it just sets a precedent that I'm not comfortable with. Again, it's not necessarily my area to really give it crap about because it's not stuff that I care about, but it just sets a strange precedent that I'm not sure that I like. That's all I'm getting at.
I understand your discomfort with it, but I don't really see harm in them taking specific coins, like the first one. Think about in Australia.
Right.
Excuse me. In Australia, every single year at the new year, they have a drawing for somebody to strike the first coin of the new year.
Understood. But then they don't send that coin off to an auction company and sell it.
No. The people get to keep that coin.
Right.
But it's all the same thing. It's all a matter of, I have no problem with the U.S. Mint profiting from that.
Oh, I don't. No, that's their job. Their job is to make the coins and to sell these coins at a profit. I get that. I got that part. I'm more about the auction company making a profit from this situation.
Well, I think if you move it around from place to place and you're not, necessarily favoring one place over another.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll find out.
Okay. So let's see. The Mint has now released all of its annual coin sets. So silver-proof sets, clad-proof sets, Mint uncirculated sets are now all available if you care to purchase them.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah. So the proof sets didn't really help anything as far as price.
No.
Silver-proof sets proof sets are 35. Mint sets are 25 and silver-proof sets are like 115. Something like that.
Huh.
Yeah, nobody told the Mint that silver's $18 an ounce.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm sure they're very keenly aware that silver is $18 an ounce. Just
certainly missing that on the pricing. It didn't take them long to raise the price on stuff.
No, yeah, but it's coming back down is the hard part.
Them and the gas companies. A 2.5 ounce Marine Corps silver medal is also no longer available. The Mint reported sales of 9,398 out of a mintage of 10,000 coins in the first 24 hours, at which time the household minute limit of 1 was lifted and the medals sold out.
Huh.
Now, all I got to say about this one, Ventress Gibson, 1 for 1 so far.
Yeah.
Because everybody who wanted one got one. They used the resources they had.
Yeah, that's true.
And then within a very timely fashion, it sold out.
Huh. Yeah. I like it. I can work with that.
And although the coins will not be minted this year, the U.S. Mint has opened enrollments for 2023 Morgan and Peace dollars already.
Oh, boy. I heard about this the other day. My guys in the office were talking about this, that they were wanting their friends to go ahead and sign up for them now. And, I'm still not convinced we get these coins. I'm still not convinced this happens.
I think that we're going to get what did they say? They're going to make them a proof this year. They make them each proof.
Proofs, unks, and then reverse proofs.
And then they're going to make a reverse proof. The reverse proof, I think they'll make as a set. They'll have a limited number on it, like 50 grand. And it'll be an absolute catastrophe. That's just, that's prior experience speaking. I don't know if we're going to see the UNC versions of them or the proof versions of them. But if we do, I think it's very much going to be the same thing as what the Silver Eagles became, the proof Silver Eagles became this year.
Yeah.
Where they all went to subscriptions and that was it.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that they've opened it up now because it gives everybody who wants one an opportunity to buy.
That's true. I mean, that's okay. I don't mind that.
It gives the Mint a heads up as far as what the expected production should be.
Right.
And have you noticed that this method also utilizes the current website at its current capabilities.
I didn't notice that, but that makes sense. Thank
That's
you.
2 for 2.
I mean, this is probably not something that's new. This is probably, I would say, at least this one is from the old administration. I would guess. But
You know what?
maybe not.
I am gonna lay all the blame at her feet. So I'm gonna give her credit for the first 2 things that happened under her watch.
There you go. Okay, I can live with that.
And all the while, the U.S. Mint continues to bang out our nation's coinage. Now, it is frustrating that the most prolific coin made by the U.S. Mint is still coined at a loss, almost 2 decades after it crossed that Rubicon. But it's
Well,
amazing the 2 words that I have not heard lately are coin shortage.
yeah, that's true. That's very true. That is very true.
So that's a lot of coins.
7.6 billion coins in the first half of 2022.
Yeah, and almost 4 billion of them are Lincoln cents.
Well, I mean, what are you? Mint what you need.
Yeah, okay. Do we really need them?
I'd never use them. Somebody must be.
Well, I mean, I find them all over the ground all the time.
Somebody's using them. It's just not me.
Yeah. Let's see. Equally amazing is the fact that people's buying habits rarely, if ever, change. So, silver proof sets, burnished silver American Eagles, clad proof sets, innovation dollar sets, and uncirculated mint sets are the top 5 selling items this past week.
I can see that. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a weird time of year for coins. Everything kind of gets a little slower in the summer. People take vacations and don't buy their coins, and I mean, it's just kind of
watch
typical.
the sales of these mint sets and proof sets, and how little there will be from week to week. I think it's literally amazing that they managed to do this all in 1 week.
Yeah, I guess so.
Top 5 selling items.
Yeah. Let's see. 2022 silver proof set, the uncirculated W silver eagle, the 2022 proof set, the 2022 American Innovation dollar proof set, and the 2021 mint set. Huh.
Well, and the 2022 proof set came out just this week. So,
okay. Well, yeah. They sold 169,832 units of the. Oh no, that's the silver set. I'm sorry. They sold 274,240 of the regular 2022 proof sets. It's not bad.
Yeah. We ordered them in shop again.
Did you? Yeah, I still don't do that.
We have to. We just have to have them.
I don't care that much.
A rolled rim $10 Indian sold for over $800,000 at Long Beach.
Wow. That's a cool coin. Those are really neat.
This is one of an estimated 40 to 42 pieces, and this coin is the finest known and resides in a PCGS MS66 holder.
Well, I can see that from the pictures. It looks like a fairly fine example.
Well, it looks like there's not a mark on it. And, there were a lot of other big coins that sold at Long Beach. I mean, besides this, there was a 43 cent struck on a bronze planchet. There was a wire rim $10.
Every time we do the news about a sale, it seems like they're selling a 43 bronze. It seems like they sell probably that coin trades 3 or 4 or 5 times a year. It seems like
there's been a lot of them lately.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Every time
that we had a fake one walk into the shop this week.
Really?
That was actually, it looked really good.
Looked halfway decent, yeah.
Well, here's the thing: is it passed the magnet test?
Ooh.
Yeah. Somebody took a long time tooling this thing because they did a really nice job on the 3.
Yeah.
I mean, they did a really, really nice job on it.
Right.
But the S was the wrong S.
The fine details got them.
Yeah, obviously the wrong S.
Oh boy.
I was the one that caught it in the shop, and it's like, no, but I mean, this guy was really convinced, and he's like, well, should I send it? I'm like, no, you shouldn't send it.
Right.
So anyways, yeah, so there was also, there was an 1854 S quarter eagle. There was 1930S $10 Eagle, 66 PCGS CAC.
Wow.
I mean, $265,000. Let's see, 1841 Quarter Eagle Proof 50.
Huh. That's cool.
1804 Eagle with a Crosslet 4. And the 1907 Double Eagle High Relief Flat Rim,
Wow.
66 plus.
It looks like reading the story that they looks like they sold nearly $18 million at one auction. That's a heck of a coin sale there, friends.
Yeah. Well, that's the Long Beach sale.
Yep.
It's a big deal.
Not as big as the World's Fair money, but it's a big deal.
No. Heritage Auctions will also offer the Tom Bender collection. So the thing about Tom Bender's collection is his coins have included the finest PCGS registry set of Carson City coinage.
Ooh.
Also, the finest complete certified $3 gold proof set ever assembled.
Also,
An Indian Sense basic proof set that is ranked number 2 all-time finest in the PCGS registry.
wow.
And the Lincoln basic circulation strike set that is ranked number 3 current finest and number 5 all-time.
Wow. So, and that's going to be sold at Heritage at August 22nd to the 28th. So that is coming up here very shortly, and that is in conjunction with the World's Fair money.
Yeah.
Wow,
So that
wow,
is
wow,
that's gonna be some monster coins.
Yeah, they're bringing out the big boys. It's an
Monsters.
interesting time in our industry right now. There's a lot of big stuff coming out. I mean, the Bass collection is huge.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
And then you see all these other collections. It's like, well, these aren't any slouches either. So it's very interesting. I like it.
Oh, and the hits just keep on coming. So an amazing collection of early copper will be offered by Stax Bowers next month
Nice.
at the World's Fair money. So this will be the first auction in a series of coins from the Sidney F. Martin collection. Mr. Martin was well known as a completist. And so the collection should feature many examples with rare die pairings and dates. To give you an example, his Massachusetts half-cent collection includes 46 of the 51 known die pairings.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's attention to detail.
Yeah. And those guys that do that early stuff, copper, whether it's colonials or, American coinage, those guys are nuts. I love those guys because they just get so into the details, the fine details. They're probably the nuttiest of them all when it comes to.
They definitely take their craft seriously.
For sure, yeah.
I mean, some would say a little too, but
yeah. No,
they
not
definitely
even.
take it seriously. And I mean, look, you're talking about coins that, I mean, we're talking about Massachusetts coppers,
Right?
And Pennsylvania coppers and New Jersey copper. It's like, really, this stuff is rare to begin with. And then you're going to throw all this other stuff on top.
Yeah, that's the best part. It's stupid rare. Some of this stuff is stupid rare to begin with, but you have 46 of the 48 known die pairs. So,
right.
I love it.
It's just crazy. Let's see. Also included in the showcase auction will be a choice proof 1841 large set. So while few proof coins from 1841 exist, let's see. While few proof coins from 1841 exist, the set is the most common, with 20 to 30 estimated to have survived. An interesting fact is that this happened during the hard times. So, I mean, you think about the fact that that this is during a time when there is little coinage, and these are proofs.
Yeah, there wasn't even enough circulating coinage at the time to meet the needs of the people. They had to make their own. So, the fact
and proof coins at this point were mostly made for dignitaries and stuff like that, for big events and things like that. So, these may have been struck when President William Henry Harrison was sworn in, as it would be considered an occasion that might merit gifts for dignitaries.
I can't say it's the prettiest coin I've ever seen.
Well,
no, it's not real. It doesn't look real nice. It's kind of ugly.
It is a proof large set.
I'm not knocking that fact. I'm just saying.
How many of those have you ever seen?
She ain't the prettiest girl at the ball.
Well, need to dance with everybody.
That's right.
Fair enough. Do you remember the niobium coins that we talked about like 8 years ago?
Yeah, the blue purple jobbies.
Yeah, well, there's another cool one.
I'm looking at a picture of it. That is something.
Now, this one is definitely ET, right? So it's 2022 extraterrestrial life, 25 euro silver niobium coin. It is another one of the now, and they show the clock in the background, which I still think is just a stunning coin.
Yeah, the clock was cool.
The clock
I've
is
seen
cool.
one of those.
That was so steampunk, and so it
Mhm.
just stood out. You know, this one is okay, and you know, it's the Austrian Mint. It's got an alien kind of
With the earth in
got
the
the
palm of
whole
his
world-
hand.
yeah, got the whole world in his hands. You know, it's
Trying
like,
to
I wanna
decide
sing
whether
the
he wants
song.
to hit it with a space laser or not, you know.
I always thought that. I'm not even gonna get into that.
Yeah.
You know, and then on the reverse, you have let's see, you have methane, carbon dioxide, methane, oxygen.
Oh,
And I
the
guess
building blocks of
vegetation
life,
around.
right?
Something like that. Not quite. I
Yeah,
mean,
just
you
making
need
a guess. Carbon. Yeah.
well, you got carbon, you need nitrogen. That's the one thing that's missing from all that.
It says some of the factors that could favor life on other planets are represented.
Sure.
Hmm.
They
Yeah.
keep on thinking about this. You know, there's gonna be life on other planets. I don't know if you've seen the movie Don't Look Up.
I don't know if you've seen the new pictures that have come out of that new space telescope. That's all I need to
have.
see.
Oh no, they're cool. But I mean, have you seen the movie Don't Look Up?
No, never.
Okay. Well, it's an entertaining movie and you should watch it. But I mean, the point is that at you know, towards the end of the movie, these people actually go to another planet to live someplace else. And it's like they're so far away that it just, you know, it's unrealistic to think that could happen in somebody's lifetime.
Right. Huh. Physics, man.
Let's see. America's Hat has created yet another silver coin that features the American bison or buffalo.
I'm a fan of anything with a buffalo on it. They're such cool creatures. That
See, and here's where you get Spicy Mike saying, I don't know why, other than because they can and it's profitable. But for the love of Pete, can we get some other designs? Even some other animals?
it's just iconic. I mean, people they sell well. They have to, because there's a lot of people out there like me that just like buffaloes. They're iconic. They're like the American animal, the North American creature. You know, I mean, it's like,
Oh, there's no question about it. It is an iconic North American animal, but nonetheless,
they're-
how many different buffalo designs can you do?
well, I mean, they're trying to figure that out. This is like that commercial
well.
with the owl and the lollipop. You know, how many licks does it take to get to the center?
How many
Well,
buffaloes does it take to get to saturation of
right.
people?
That's what they're doing. They're trying to figure it out. 3.
Three. Now we get back to Spicy Mike. Early registration for the World's Fair of Money ended July 15th.
Oh boy, did you
The
register?
only question is why?
Well, so you can not have to wait in those big long lines.
No. Why did it end?
Well, because it was early registration, Mike.
Last I checked,
Now we have late registration.
it's still early.
They're doing
It hasn't happened yet.
they're doing the same thing the Mint's doing with that subscription service. They're trying to get an idea
No.
what they're in for.
No, they're not. See, this is kind of a recurring problem with the ANA and technology.
Go ahead.
Well, no, I mean, look. So you know, what was the advantage to early registration? Was that you get a chance to ditch the lines, right? And
Yeah.
you also get an opportunity to buy your bar or your coin, you know, your
Right.
metal.
Right.
You could buy those,
Sure.
right? And you could quote reserve your spot, right? Like they're ever gonna stop people from coming in.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So why is that something that they had to stop doing 3 weeks before the show?
You know, that sounds like a question you should ask them. Maybe when we
Well,
get to the show, you can ask them and
This is
report
what
on
I'm
that.
talking about, though. This is a recurring problem with the ANA and technology. I mean, it's not 1970.
Right.
You don't need to have people, you know, bringing you files of people that have signed up. It's on the internet. Your access to this information can be instant.
You have to realize that a lot of these organizations are not run by people that are necessarily the best tech savvy people in the world, and they can't or don't or won't figure that out, and that's okay.
Well, it's the won't.
Okay.
So this is not a question of skill. This is a question of will. And that's where I think it's selling everybody short. Right? There's no reason you have to end early registration until the day before the show.
Yeah.
Now, you can change the perks as you get closer to the show date and adjust those, the ones particularly that become more difficult to deliver.
Right.
But why can someone still not be able to buy their bar or medal or register 4 weeks before the show?
Good question. That sounds like something you need to track somebody down at the show on Thursday and ask them.
No, this is a constant thing out of me and the ANA. Their view on technology is just never.
Well, you could have
never been a forward vision.
Did you happen to speak with anybody at the summer seminar about this? I mean, you had access to everybody.
Well, about this particular item, no.
I mean, just in general, your what's the word I'm looking for? The general thought that you have that they're kind of running ramshot with the technology and not not utilizing it in a way that would be much more helpful.
I think that I did more than that in, what was it, 2014?
Well, that's been 2014 or 2015, buddy. This is now.
No. What I'm saying is that, I gave them a plan. I interviewed to become the marketing director at ANA.
Right.
And I gave them a plan. I showed them, I said, look, this is what you do with technology. This is how you go for, and they just looked at it and stared at it blankly. They didn't know. So, look, there was a really, really scathing blog written this week by Mint News Blog about the ANA.
Right.
And lack of understanding by both the president and the board of governors when it comes to technology.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I can't help but agree. I really can't. And it's, it's stuff like this. Technology exists to make things easier.
Makes my life easier. I know that.
But you have to utilize the tech in ways that create benefit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like the ANA needs to come into the 21st century before we get to the 22nd.
Yeah, no joke.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, it's like, Mid News Blog called certain people out and threw them on it. I'm not going to go that far. Now, I don't think that's necessarily the issue. I just think that their vision is very unclear and is almost non-existent.
Well, you know how you fix that, Mike, right? You could run for the board of governors.
No, because a single governor won't make a difference.
Well, invite your friends. Do it together. Have a cabal.
Sure. Yeah, I'm going to get like 18 people elected to the board of governors.
Hey, you got to do something, right? I mean, there's got to be.
I get it and I understand. But what I need to do is I need to do like I'm doing right now.
Right.
And I need to get what I feel out there so that people that agree with me that do have the wherewithal to run, that do have the wherewithal or the want to be on the board of governors.
Right.
It's like when you look at history, there was always what do I want to say? It was a partnership with technology. There was always some partnership of it.
Okay.
And then the world became really different with social media and stuff like that. And they just kind of lost touch.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. Do they need to embrace technology? Yes, I agree with that. Can you and I sit here and figure out the way to do that? I don't think so.
Well, that's why I'm saying, when you say, well, you could become a guy, well, I don't think I have the answers for them.
Well, maybe not, but we need then figure out who does and support them. And, I mean, there's got to be somebody out there that is interested in coins and knows technology enough to streamline some things. It definitely needs done, as you can tell.
Yes. Yeah, I think first thing they need to do is they need to understand what technology does.
Maybe.
And finally, in the news, some sound advice from our friends at Coin Collectors Blog this week.
Yes, that is good advice. Actually, it really
That's
is.
sound advice. So you know what I like about this? Look at the picture that's on here. 2 counterfeit American Silver Eagles, purchased from a company based in China. That's the exact one that's sitting on my desk.
Oh yeah,
That's the exact counterfoot. Look at counterfoot. Look at the size of her foot.
I can't. It's not true.
I mean, it goes the one that's halfway on the ground. It's like
Oh my
the
gosh!
end of her foot is like a log. It's huge.
Oh, that's huge. That's like
That is
a
really huge.
basketball player foot.
That's a big foot. So, I mean, not only does it have the wrong font, but that foot is huge.
Yeah, that's
So we had the Secret Service come in one day and asked us about these. So,
yeah. I mean but that's that's good advice though, because that is where a lot of these fakes are coming from. These weird Facebook ads. Facebook says, "Oh, you can't buy and sell coins on Facebook," but then they run all these ads for fake coins on Facebook. It's annoying. It's terribly annoying.
Well, it's one of those where you'd like them to be a little bit more responsible about it, and say, well, we don't really care who runs ads.
Right.
It's Wild West, be who you are.
It's all automated.
That I can understand.
It's
But
all
what they're
automated.
doing is, they're saying, well, we vet everybody and you can't sell this on Facebook and you can't sell that on Facebook. And then you see these ads for $20 Silver Eagles, or now they would be $10 Silver Eagles. So, I mean, in general, this article gives a couple of really decent tips on how to figure out whether or not the person or the article that you're looking at or ad that you're looking at comes from a reputable source.
Right.
My thing is, don't buy it from Facebook. If they're a reputable company, they have a website. Check out their website.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. I mean, but then there are, legitimate companies that do advertise on Facebook. I do a little bit of advertising. Actually, our podcast does a little bit of advertising on Facebook. So,
And both of those have legitimate websites.
Right. Yep, that's correct.
So it's just one of your ways of kind of protecting yourself and helping yourself out. And the most important part is, if the deal seems too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah, that's right.
And that was the news. And tonight the news was brought to us by Clouds, bringing water to the most remote places in the universe since the beginning of time. Clouds.
You're listening to the Coin Show Podcast with Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman.
Well, you want to see who's hanging out tonight? I see we have, I've had a heck of a lot of people, including that fake page of ours, in the chat tonight, that jerk.
Yeah,
I've only reported that page.
That.
I reported that page 27 times to Facebook, and yet it still exists.
And yet, it's kind of strange.
It is. It's terrible. So let me scroll back, see what we have. I know I saw some questions go by.
To the group and see if I can get into the chat.
You don't need to. I got this.
It says this content isn't available right now.
Uh-oh. You've been banned.
I have. Apparently.
Oh.
I hate you. Got a cum shirt on tonight, too.
I know. You're welcome.
Like I said, I'm going to come down to your football game.
Go. I saw some people in the chat that were agreeing with me about what's the Mint Stack story. I mean, it's weird. It gives me an oogie feeling. I don't like it. They're benefiting. Stacks is benefiting from the Mint making a product just to send specially to Stacks. I don't like that. The big guys.
I don't think that they developed it specially for Stacks. And I think that's where you're taking this off the rails.
But they did, because how else does it exist? They didn't. They
No,
saved those.
They created the product and they needed an auction house, and they went to.
But why auction it? Why not just sell it like they sell every other set they make?
Because they've had huge problems with their website every time they've done that. Haven't we been creating stories about that every day, every month?
We do. But it seems like this is a.
I don't know. It seems to me like they found some competent way of actually getting it done.
I just think
with you, they've just created another product out of whole cloth, because you're not getting the first one or the last one.
You might.
You're not.
You might.
And you don't know.
Yeah, they're numbered. Remember?
There's no way to know.
They're numbered.
No, certificates are numbered.
Uh-huh.
The coins are in a monster box.
Yeah, well, who knows? they'll number them some way. Whoever gets the first one, you know, I bet the
There's
first
no way to know that was the last one,
Doesn't
first one that came
matter.
out.
Doesn't matter. It'll have certificate number 1.
Exactly. That's my
We're-
point.
I know. I'm just messing with you.
I noticed.
But yeah, I mean, that story just hit me funny, and I almost like need time to process how I feel about that. I just feel like I see a large coin operation like Stacks benefiting directly from an opportunity that literally nobody else got.
Well,
I could sell
I
those.
don't know if there was a
Harlan
bidding
Burke could sell those
process.
at auction.
Yeah, I don't know if there was a bidding process for this. And you're right. Was it an open bid? Was it is it a government contract? Is the U.S. Mint? All this other kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of get that, but I still say if you share the wealth and say the next one goes to Great Collections, and the next one goes to some other big auction house, Heritage or
But
whatever.
what's the next one? What's the
Well,
next?
I know that's the problem. When does Lost Dutchman get them?
No. I mean, no, I don't care about that. But what's the next one? What are they going to do? Are they going to have another GSA hoard of coins they find in their vaults? I mean, or in a building somewhere? I mean, what's the next?
The next time they either make they change a design or do something, they'll do this again. I mean, I think that's kind of what they're filling it out for. I think they saw the whole popularity with the first coin thing that's made in Australia, and because of where they're situated, according to the international dateline, right? They have a unique opportunity in the fact that those are the first coins struck every year.
Yeah.
And even if we did it, we couldn't do it before them because we couldn't do it, right? So there's something there. Is it marketing? Yes. Is it made out of whole cloth? Absolutely. Is there value there? I doubt it. But at the same time,
Okay, so this just popped into my head. This is what I think. I think that the Mint sees an opportunity to sell the same product at different levels depending on the serial number of the certificate, believe it or not. I bet you that the first 10 or 15 certificates bring stupid money. Number 1 certificate probably brings $100,000, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
instead of letting the dealer benefit,
the V75 Eagles had a certificate, right?
That's right. That's where I'm going with this. That's where it kind of triggered me. I was seeing the first 10 certificates were bringing tons of money. The number 1 certificate, I think, brought $80,000 or $100,000, and I think the Mint saw that and they said, you know what, I want to get in on that. I want to get in on that. Why are we letting these people that we order them get in on that? Why can't we get in on that?
Yeah, there's nothing in my mind that stops me from saying, God, you're right.
And I think that the Mint was like, yeah, I think, you know what? This is how we do that. We make this set. We don't do anything else with it. We don't sell it on our website. We don't let anybody else buy this. We sell this. But we're not going to auction it ourselves because that would be a conflict of interest. So we're going to send this off to
I don't
Stacks.
know where auctioning it themselves would be a conflict of interest.
Well, you know what I'm saying. We don't have the capabilities to auction this
There
ourselves.
you go. That's better.
And reap all the rewards. So we're going to send this off to Stacks and let them do it for us. And we're going to pay them a little bit, so pay them a few bucks here and there.
A little taste.
Yeah, a little taste here and there. But then we get the big bucks for numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what it is. That's it.
Twirl the mustache.
Yeah. Ooh. Yep. And the evil Mint Man. That's what it is.
Well, now it's the evil Mint lady.
Yeah. Well, no, she's not evil. We don't know. We don't.
No,
know
I
that.
said Mint.
You praised
lady.
her. Hey,
I said. You said evil.
You gave her more praise tonight than you have given
did.
any Mint director in the last 10 years.
It's because I saw a couple of things that have been glaring problems lately, and I saw things that were solved using the resources that were available to the last Mint director.
Yeah.
So I beat them up for doing it. I have to give them praise when they did it with the exact same resources.
And I'm just kind of reading through the chat here as well. James Crandall makes a good point about the Facebook story and coins on Facebook. He said, if selling below spot, they're probably fake. As for the Facebook, and he says, I'm over 60, so I have to call it the Facebook, which is true. They like to declare misinformation, disinformation, and false information, usually politically motivated, but they can't be bothered to figure out whether they're advertisers or scammers or not, which I think is a great point
That is a good point. That is a good point. They're focused on that ball, not
It
this
makes
ball.
they
Well, it's
make
profitable to not pay attention to this ball.
right. Well, they automate everything. By the way, have you ever tried to talk to somebody at Facebook, a real person?
I've had no need.
I have, and there's no such thing. There is no customer support number. Oh, eBay's okay. You can call eBay and get a person.
You
There's no phone number for Facebook. There's no email address for Facebook. There's nothing. It's all automated. It's all automated with them. So yeah. Well, you know what? I have been jonesing for this part of the show all day. All day,
huh?
all stinking day.
Well, I will tell you, this really has summed up to be an epic battle.
Yes, it has. You ready for this? You're going first because you've been touting this coin for a while.
For a while, what, a week ago when we took it in.
Here we go.
And now for the coolest thing to walk in this week. A competition segment between Matt and Mike to see who's had the coolest thing walk into their shops. Who'll win this episode? Let's find out. Matt? Mike? Who's got the coolest thing?
It's time for Matt to get his spanking.
You wish. I've been speaking. The only thing that's been spanked lately is you for the stuff that I've been bringing to these. Just saying.
I will give you credit that for whatever reason, I must have woken the dog because I was just, kind of easing along, spanking you on a regular basis, just kind of taking you out to the back of the woodshed on the regular. And, I was getting complacent actually. And so you started bringing it.
Yep. I'm bringing it tonight.
So now
too.
the level of this is getting up to where it should be.
I'm bringing it tonight too.
And where it's going to be going forward. So that's a promise to our listeners that you have to look at these things because it's going to start getting ugly from here on out.
That's right. Speaking of ugly,
tonight, I know I said something about your Cubs shirt earlier.
No. Speaking of ugly, I'm pushing the button to show everybody what you brought.
So I brought not only something that I think is really cool, it's something I've never seen before.
I have seen one of these before, but only one.
Okay. And to be honest with you, I have not found anybody else who has any research on them.
Nope.
There's only one bit that I can find, and it basically says that these were given away as Christmas presents, as a Christmas bonus back in 1904 during the St. Louis World's Fair, during the time of the St. Louis World's Fair, as a Christmas bonus. So this is an encased $2.50 gold piece. And the outer ring is aluminum, just as an encased cent would be. But the coin is definitely a $2.50 gold piece.
Oh, yeah.
In this case, it's a 1903 $2.50 gold piece, which has seen, I want to say, considerable wear just as a piece. Somebody carried this as a pocket piece for a long time.
Right. I was going to comment on that this thing got a lot of wear for, being so valuable.
Well, it's because it was cool. And here's the thing to think about. This really wasn't that valuable.
Oh, in 1904 it was.
In 1904, $2.50 was equal to how much money? I mean, couldn't be more than like $100.
Okay.
Right. Somewhere in there. And gold was pegged at $20 an ounce right at that point. And until the 1970s, gold was pegged at $35 an ounce. This is a $2.50 gold. So it's like, it's an eighth of an ounce, under an eighth of an ounce. I mean, it just
it's a 2.5. It's
much gold in it.
0.1204.
Right. So it's just under or just over an eighth.
Yeah.
And no, it's just under an eighth. And so with it being just under an eighth, it's just not that much gold, particularly not at $35 gold.
Okay. All right.
About
I mean, I
$4
like it.
worth of gold.
I have seen another one that was actually about I think it was a little bit nicer, and I actually do think it was an 04 instead of an 03, the one I saw.
And the interesting part about this is that the aluminum has toned a kind of brassy gold color.
Yeah,
it is aluminum.
I was wondering when I saw the pictures before I talked to you about it if it was silver. It almost looks like a toning you would see on silver.
No, it's definitely aluminum.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Not as cool as what I brought,
A lot of
but cool.
There you go. Turn.
All right. Well, Mike, I do think that piece is really neat. I'm not going to lie. But we bought a really cool piece too this week. We bought a beautiful, and because there's only a few of these out there, I can say this one's beautiful, even though it has been lightly cleaned. 1856 Flying Eagle. But the coolest part about this coin is that it was accompanied by an old Annex photo certificate from 1986. So the coin has a few hairlines, which is why back in 1986, even the old Annex decided to call it cleaned, which it is. It's been cleaned. But it is a proof example, not the mint state, and is definitely a super, super cool coin. I really like these.
No, it is a cool coin, and I will give to you that the Annex cert has...
It might be the only one left with an Annex photo cert, because I can only imagine that when plastic holders came along shortly after 1986, that a lot of those coins in these photo certs just went straight off to PCGS or NGC or Annex to actually get in a hard plastic shell. The fact that this one stayed in its form of the photo cert is the rarest thing of the whole coin / certification, is the fact that it still to this day in 2022 lives in that photo cert.
Yeah, this is like the equivalent of finding soft pack GSA CCs.
Kind of, sort of,
right?
yeah.
You know, it's like something that you just don't see anymore. It's something that mostly people broke up or they did other things with. Cool. You know, it's a 56, so this one's a proof?
This is a proof, yes.
So did this come from there were 3 strikings?
Yeah, I don't remember. You'll have to. You're the bookworm friend.
Okay.
But anyways, that was the coolest thing I brought. I think it's super cool.
Hey, it may be the coolest cleaned coin ever.
Yeah, well, maybe yours is the coolest circulated coin ever. You know, it's just what it is.
Never know. So there will, of course, be a poll up on the website this week for you guys to vote.
Yep. If you guys are joining us from Facebook, just search Friends of the Coin Show on Facebook. You will find a group. All you have to do is ask to be a member, and I will approve you. You get to come on in and vote in our poll for this episode. Which one is cooler? Who had the coolest thing? We all know it's me, but we'll do the technicality part of it here.
Well, yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out just how cool it is.
And that's it, buddy. That's it.
That's it, huh?
That's it. That's 208 in the can. 208's in the can.
Yeah.
It worked.
I hope you're feeling better.
I have beat COVID again. Gosh darn it. I'm here. I feel great. I feel wonderful.
I sound like a robot.
Where is that? I've got that somewhere. Where'd it go? I'd sound like a robot.
I have beat COVID.
I have beat COVID.
All right, so let's see. When are we gonna come back? 2 weeks?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, that'll be episode
I'd say so. That looks like
that will be
August 6th
to share their coolest things.
That's right.
So that's always one of our favorite parts of the show. But like I said, I think that the coolest thing is going to get a little uglier and a little bit more competitive. We're going to start throwing elbows.
Yep, that's right. Oh, also one thing, just right here at the end of the show, real quick. Facebook gave us a new way for you guys to support the show. You can now become a supporter of the Coin Show on Facebook. There's a little button that says support. I think it's a donation of like $5 a month. If you want to support the show, that's awesome. You guys rock if you do. If you don't, guess what?
That's fine too.
That's perfectly fine. We don't care.
Right.
It does help us though, do things like get out to the shows, have a little more time to make content for you guys, technology on our end, making sure that we're bringing you guys the best darn show we can.
Which we always try.
We sure try. Thank you guys. You guys rock. Mike, why don't you take us out of here?
Okay, well, thank you to everybody who helped us put this together. Thank you all the people behind the scenes. There's Barry, there's Corey, there's Justin, there's Ernesto, and am I forgetting anybody?
Nope.
Okay, good. So for the Coin Show, I'm Mike.
And I am Matt.
We'll talk to you next time on the 209th episode of the Coin Show podcast.
You've been listening to the Coin Show podcast with Matt Dinger and Mike Nottleman. The boys will be back soon with another informative and entertaining episode. Meanwhile, you can follow the show on social media at The Coin Show on Twitter and Instagram, and on Facebook at facebook.com/The Coin Show. You can also join their private group. Just search Facebook groups for Friends of the Coin Show and request access. But if you want to take it to the next level and support the Coin Show podcast, you can go to www.patreon.com/The Coin Show. If you subscribe at the $5 a month level or higher, you'll have access to Not the Coin Show podcast on the off weeks, as well as other surprises reserved for our patrons. Visit our website at coinshowradio.com or download our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, or wherever you download your podcasts. This has been the Coin Show Podcast.